Hello, everyone, and welcome to Morning Devotions. I hope everybody's doing good today. On our prayer list, Patty's husband's back in the hospital. His potassium was very low. Let's remember the people affected by the volcano and the erupting in the Philippines. Tracy Cook passed away. Pray for her family. And Kathy from No Guts, No Glory has been sick bad with multiple problems. Pray she's better soon. Logan's going to need an operation on his knee, and he has arthritis. He said debilitating arthritis, the doctor did, in both knees. He has to lose 100 pounds before they can operate, though. Kim, she has MS, and insurance won't pay for an aid for her. Pray they will. Me, pray that I'm approved for my Entyvio so that I can get my infusion. Maybe I won't be feeling so sick. Patricia fell, and she went to by ambulance to the hospital, and it turns out that the bone above her knee is broken. So she's still in the hospital. So remember her, Patricia Anderson. Sarah, that's Tumbleweed's daughter, is at the Mott's Children's Hospital to have an MRI. She's been having back pain and knee pain and headaches. Pray the test shows a problem. I hate to hear whenever she's back in the hospital for some tests and things. Where's my... There we go. Okay. Our Bible reading comes from John 6, 4 through 14. The Jewish Passover festival was near. When Jesus looked up and saw a great crowd coming towards him, he said to Philip, "Where shall we buy bread for these people to eat?" He asked this only to test him, for he already had in mind what he was going to do. Hold on a minute, y'all. I'm sorry. I gotta blow my nose. When Jesus looked up and saw a great crowd coming towards him, he said to Philip, "Where shall we buy bread for these people to eat?" He asked this only to test him, for he already had in mind what he was going to do. Philip answered him, "It would take more than half a year's wages to buy enough bread for each one to have a bite." Another of his disciples, Andrew, Simon Peter's brother, spoke up. "Here is a boy with 5 small barley loaves and 2 small fish, but how far will they go among so many?" Jesus said, "Have the people sit down." There was plenty of grass in that place, and they sat down. About 5,000 men were there. Jesus then took the loaves, gave thanks, and distributed to those who were seated as much as they wanted. He did the same with the fish. When they had all had enough to eat, he said to his disciples, "Gather the pieces that are left over. Let nothing be wasted." So they gathered them and filled 12 baskets with pieces of the 5 barley loaves left over by those who had eaten. After the people saw the sign Jesus performed, they began to say, "Surely this is the prophet who is to come into the world." Jesus, knowing that they intended to come and make him king by force, withdrew again to a mountain by himself. That's an interesting passage here. I don't usually say much about it, but Jesus, knowing that they intended to come and make him king by force, withdrew again to a mountain by himself. That passage there, I don't understand really that part. If any of y'all know a better meaning to that, I don't understand how they would make him king by force, what that really means. I've never heard that before. Okay. Okay, the devotion today is entitled Bring What You Have. Stone Soup, an old tale with many versions, tells of a starving man who comes to a village, but no one there can spare a crumb of food for him. He puts a stone and water in a pot over fire. Intrigued, the villagers watch him as he begins to stir his soup. Eventually, one brings a couple of potatoes to add to the mix. Another has a few carrots. One person adds an onion. Another a handful of barley. A farmer donates some milk. Eventually, the stone soup becomes a tasty chowder. That tale illustrates the value of sharing, but it also reminds us to bring what we have, even when it seems to be insignificant. In John 6, 1-14, we read of a boy who appears to be the only person in a huge crowd who thought about bringing some food. Christ's disciples had little use for the boy's sparse lunch of 5 loaves and 2 fishes. But when it was surrendered, Jesus increased it and fed thousands of hungry people. I once heard someone say, you don't have to feed the 5,000, you just have to bring your loaves and fishes. Just as Jesus took one person's meal and multiplied it far beyond anyone's expectations or imagination, He'll accept our surrendered efforts, talents, and service. He just wants us to be willing to bring what we have to Him. Amen. Amen. That's a good devotion this morning, y'all. Bring what you got to the table. Dear Heavenly Father, Lord, I want to pray today for everybody on the prayer list, Lord, and especially all the people affected by the volcano eruption, and help anybody else out there that needs it, and help anybody that's in the hospital that's facing surgery like Pat, and everybody else, Lord. In the Lord's name I pray. Amen. I hope you enjoyed this morning's devotions. Please press that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that so that you get all my videos as soon as they come out. Everybody have a great day, and tune in a little while for morning coffee break. I'm going to be showing the snack pack giveaway package. So everybody have a great one, and God bless.